and do unto your neighbor what you'd wish them do unto you. They call it the golden rule. I guess, for the most part, that is what Jesus left us with, the love being universal. To some extent, you should treat the victory of your neighbor as if it was yours, and, the loss of your neighbor as if it was also yours. And I kid you not, there might be something to that sort of thing, because one of the things you kind of realize about building networks, it would appear that you actually attract what you project. I don't think it's as simple as that, as the law of attraction would have it, that you're just going to go out there and for every nice thing you do, you're going to be reciprocated for the same, yeah? They say that, the bull will still charge, even if you're vegetarian. No one escapes the wrath of the bull, whether you're vegetarian or not. So the world doesn't necessarily treat you any different because you're nice. But it would be nice if indeed that was the case. But anyway, I wanted to mention about this mental model, called the golden rule, or rather, the rule of reciprocity. That, for every action, there's a reaction. Or a better way of thinking about it is, for everything that you act on, those things also act on you. There is always a duality, so to speak. Never one side of the thing. You're either hot or cold. And for there to be hot, they have to exit cold. There has to be a contrast, so to speak, yeah? And I don't know where I read it, but is indeed true that even for any government, they never wish to have the opposition totally, annihilated, because the opposition is what provides, I guess, the baseline for contrasts between these two sides. And to a certain degree, you can be able now to measure, to what extent one side has performed in relationship to another, right? So reciprocity, yeah. I remember not so far back, yeah. I had some friends over. I remember, we had a good time, extending my hospitality, as I should have, to friends. And before I remember, one of the friends, left the house. She mentioned, "It would be nice, for you guys to also come over." And I was like, okay, that's just how reciprocity, kind of works. You almost feel indebted to someone after you've extended a kind gesture to them. They kind of feel indebted, and it's something that Ben Franklin mentioned, that every time like you'd go to a new neighborhood, let's say you've moved to a new area, the best way to establish relationship with the locals or with a neighbor is to do them a favor. Uh, and you even see this sort of thing in movies. You show up to someone's door and you cannot, show up with some cookies. Then all of a sudden you're like, it's a nice thing you've done. There's a possibility that, they're also going to extend the same gesture should you call, for that sort of thing. And I even guess that is why even, what they call sales agent, advise not to accept any gifts from, no, is it? Not to accept gifts from, let's say, potential clients. Because let's say you had valued the car at 400k, yeah? Alafu menapata na mtu by them amekwambia, even before we do this deal, tuketi chini, tukule fish. Now, by extending that kind of gesture, for some weird reason, psychologically, you would feel the urge to be nice to the person. Even when you go into the negotiation table, you'll not be as tough with your terms. Like, this is a nice guy. He bought me some fish, by the way. So why not? The golden rule. Warren Buffett, say that, for you to be deserving of a worthy mate, you should be a worthy mate yourself. Kind of makes sense, Like, you can't just show up and be a nasty person and think that, the other person is going to reciprocate the same. It's almost that, same energy is expected to be reciprocated. Anyway, in a nutshell, that I guess perhaps sums it up, of how, and if you to think about even diplomatic relationships, how they can work, if there's a country that helps you when you're having famine, you'll probably be much more inclined to help them out when they're going through the same, if you yourself were to go through the same issue. A little kindness, goes a long way, in terms of being reciprocated. Energies almost, it's just that duality, of life, that I guess no good deed extended is never reciprocated. It's not always the case, but it's a good thing to know, I guess, when you, let's say, even when you're interacting with, even, and it's a very good thing, you try to think, even when you're thinking about business, is to, for once, in whatever it is that you're offering, yeah, to think about your customer. You do unto them as you'd wish a company was to do unto you. Having the customer in mind, so to speak, yeah, can help you, in your business structuring, or just how you go about, providing a product or a service to the customer. By extending that gesture and having the customer in mind, you're also doing good, for the company at large. And that just goes to show, just how much the golden rule traverses, all aspects of life, whether it's friendship, whether it's business, whether it's politics, whether it's, you name it. Extending a hand, it's almost that you're inviting the other party to also do the same for you. The whole web of interconnectedness. And once gesture, extended, it's another one received. Do unto your neighbor as you'd wish them, do unto you. I mean, until they propose otherwise, in which case, you have to go with a tit for tat, have to do with the tit for tat, strategy. And that's it for the golden rule. Reciprocal relationship. Give and take. Action, reaction. I think. See you on the next one.